At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Women's hockey is on the rise in Canada.
They score!
Don't miss the moment. Team Canada returns to the spotlight to defend gold. And fans across the country rise as one. The 2026 IIHF U18 Women's World Championship is coming to Cape Breton, January 10th to 18th. See the rise. Tickets are on sale now at hockeycanada.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores. At the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge.
The following presentation is brought to you by HN Live in partnership with Source for Sports.
As we wrap up day number 2 from the 32nd annual Under-17 World Challenge in Truro, Nova Scotia. Of the 5 countries and 6 teams, one of them still has yet to play. That's Team Czechia, as they'll battle Canada White. As we welcome you inside the Rath East Link Community Center on hnlive.ca inside the Millbrook First Nation Arena. My name is Dave Dawson. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you're tuning in from across our great globe. Canada White, quite a contest for them in the opening game as they won 9-5 over Team Sweden in a game that they dominated in the shot department, 37-20. Maddox Schultz with a hat trick, Liam Pugh with the pair, Kuhlman, Wysick, Chitteroni, and Schwartz also scored. Cash Christie made 15 saves for the victory. As they wrap up the preliminary round this evening in Czechia, gets it underway. We will go in-house for pregame ceremonies with public address announcer. His name is Roger Soret.
Welcome, Mike Michaud, General Manager at Barry's Furniture, and Marlon Solis, member of the 2025 U17 World Challenge Host Organizing Committee for today's ceremonial face-off. Would the two captains please meet at center ice for the ceremonial face-off? Nous invitons les deux capitaines à se rendre au centre de la glace pour la mise au jeu protocolaire.
Exchanging of customs are being done. Stick taps and stick salutes to the crowd. And we are ready to put an end to day number 2 of the Under-17 World Hockey Challenge. Team Canada will go to 16-year-old Sam Berthiaume between the pipes from Stellarton, Nova Scotia, not too far from these parts. I'm told 40 minutes away. Plays for Truro in their Junior A program. The Bearcats, a local kid, he's 1-0, 4 goals against and an .882 save percentage. On the bench is Scott Barney. He's in his second year as the head coach of Sudbury of the OHL. He's in the middle with the gray suit on. Team Czechia, their head coach is Marek Malinovsky, took over this program in 2025, the Under-17 group. And between the pipes will be Václav Oswald. He is 16 years old from Klatovy, Czechia. Through 12 games for HC Dynamo Pardubice. Has a 204 goals against average, 926 save percentage, 3 shutouts on the season. Also in international Under-17 play is 3-1 as a starter. The top 2 teams in the seeding will advance to the quarterfinal, semifinal bracket. 4 through 6, 2 through 6, 3 through 6. There we go. We'll have to play in the quarterfinals. So Canada's 1-0. Czechia playing their first one today will play tomorrow. As clock is down to 0, play Sweden tomorrow. Mess me up for a second. Puck is down, and we are underway. Dave Dawson is my name, Eric Serkey, my camera operator, engineer, Jane Ogilvie, our volunteer coordinator, helping us out on the score puck. Glad you joined us today for the 11th meeting all time between these two programs. 5-5 record as the Czechs bring it in preliminary action. 7-5 loss for the Czechs as the puck goes on goal, as they were right in there against Canada Red. Now Canada White, some rough stuff in front of the goal. Matthias Janchik was the one who put the initial puck on the goal. So more to the story here. 3 of the last 4 games between these two programs have needed overtime. Canada White has outscored Czechia in the history 37-30. And the last meeting between these two groups, 6-2 victory for Canada White last year. So an early penalty here to Canada White. 2 for 2 on the penalty kill yesterday. Another early stoppage of play. Never easy in a situation like this 40 seconds into the game, stoppage of play penalty, but Czechia ready to go for the power play. This is their 109th game in tournament history for Czechia, 34-66-8. They have won 4 medals in the history of the tournament, 2019, 2017, the most recent a pair of bronze. And as their country has changed, there have been other medals there, but historically referring to them as Czechia, and on the guide, registered as 4 medals. All right, Czechs bring it through center, Andrele. Crosses over the line, still with it. O'Coin knocks him down. Play will continue. Caden O'Coin, 2 assists yesterday for the Sarnia product in the OHL. He had a tremendous game on the backside. Andrele, hot across. A little bit ahead of the intended target, which was Mikael Hartl from Brno. Shot into the leg of Hanrahan, was blocked. Nice cut to the middle. He scores! Adam Nemitz rips one low glove side, and they're on the board on the power play. For Billy Tigre Liberec this year, 8 games played, he's got 8 goals and 12 points. Finland leads the power play department in the tournament. USA got a couple with a man advantage today. 9 even strength goals for Canada White yesterday. Shot on goal, Berthiaume steers it away. No relation that I know of to Winnipeg Jets netminder in the 1980s, Daniel Berthiaume, part of that Pokey and the Bandit collection. Our Hockey Canada staff did a dig, and to our math, no relation. As Henderson sidesteps some contact. So a nice shot cut into the middle, picking his spot. Not sure if it was partially screened or not, but a good release and an early goal for the Czechs. That's Bertos, a native of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's got it now, tripped up, and that'll put his team to the power play again. Canada with some early penalty trouble. Only took 2 penalties the entire game yesterday. Now they have taken 2 in the first 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Janchik not clean on the draw. Up against Jacob Schwartz, the Vancouver, BC product, alumnus of Delta and the Canadian Sports School Hockey League. And off the draw, good early chance from Janchik. On the far side, negotiates around, misfires, and Schwartz will send it down the ice as Oswald is there to hold on to it for the Czechs. Lukáš Kashlir up there to Shvets, Matej Shvets. Shot goes wide of the goal. Shades, that is, excuse me. First time looking at this roster. I'll get these down. Shades drops it off. Janchik fires. Oh boy, that did not miss by much as Berthiaume might have been a little bit too tight on the goalpost from my vantage point. Could be wrong though. Cleared down the ice by Canada White. Minute to go on the power play for the Czechs. Looks pretty good so far. Canada White was pretty dominant against Sweden yesterday. Sweden started to claw back in the third. Second actually is when it happened. Pulled back away in the third. Referee telling him to move it along. Needing some precious seconds off the power play. Good penalty kill here along the wall. Andrele now through center. Opt over the stick of the goal scorer Nemitz. Nemitz now. Behind the goal for Mateusz Mikolik. Line Andrele. Through traffic, fires, and a rebound. Berthiaume gobbles it up. Hangs on for the face-off. Lots of traffic in front. Berthiaume talking to the official about maybe some extracurriculars there he wasn't overly happy with. Official says, no, we're good, friend. I was actually disappointed when I found out that there's no relation to Daniel Berthiaume. Growing up in Winnipeg myself, Daniel Berthiaume was my favorite goaltender as a tyke. So that's fine, all good. Off the draw, Jufa, trying to pull it towards the goal and cleared out by Canada. Going to call that icing. Is McCamey involved in a little bump in there? It's Eli McCamey, another Victoria Royal product, headed to North Dakota in 26-27. McCamey hasn't registered a point yet in the tournament. 13 players had points for Canada White yesterday in a 9-5 victory over Sweden. They outshot the Swedes 20-5 in the opening period as well, as that one goes on. Fought off by Berthiaume. Turned over at the line, Drebick. Sainstra can't hit the goal with that puck, and a good battle and creates a turnover. Below the goal line, Canada White on their heels a little bit here as the Czechs continue to put on the pressure. Maximilian Marish cleared out of the zone. Czechs are a little more of the physical group out of the two teams, but here comes Canada White. The left side, Calder Hamilton trying to send it around, and Charbonneau now pestered from the backside. Marish, he'll head off on a line change as Calder Hamilton has to do a Booker T Spinaroonie to get out of trouble. Wysick rubbed out, good hard check. Lemans puts one on, fought off by Oswald. And below the goal line, Hamilton past him and all the way back to the GTA. As turned over at the line, that might be a trip, it is. Canada will go to the power play as Czechia to the box. Oh for 3 yesterday, Canada White was, with the player advantage. Forrest, another player without a point. This guy's got points, hit 5 of them yesterday. Led all skaters in that category, in fact, led the tournament in scoring. I believe still does after the previous game as well. That is correct. Maddox Schultz drops it off for Wysick. Down low, Schultz in front. Wysick rubbed out by the Czech defender. Stroder out in front, misfired on the clear to the Czech player. Second effort goes past Forrest and all the way down the ice. Pardon me, Forrest had 1 assist yesterday, the St. Catharines native. One of the 13 players with a point in the 9-goal affair against Sweden. Liam Pugh all over the highlight reel yesterday, including on the physicality department. And a penalty call coming. Give me a 5-on-3 for Canada White. For a lengthy one as well. Penalized player, Oliver Andrele. Forrest directing traffic. That air quotes top unit remains out for Canada. I mean, they're all elite players, but this is the one they usually go to first. So for all intents and purposes, we'll call it Unit 1. Pugh to Schultz, 1 and 2 in the Western League draft last May. Stroder, Wysick, Pugh, Dangles, Pugh, back to Forrests. Lots of time to work. Create some open space. Maddox Schultz, a zipper, fought off by Oswald and cleared down the ice by Czechia. They'll get in a change as well. Personnel swap for the Canadians, 2. Forrest dances in for Canada. Rubbed into the end boards. Czech defender Stanislav Sainstra was the one who held that out in front. One-timer by Schultz, misfired on it. Maddox and company will sit down for new skaters as well. That'll pretty much do it for the 5-on-3. A minute left in the power play overall for Canada. Liam Pugh dancing in. Here he goes again. And just wide. Oswald got a piece of it. Chatting with an NHL scout, intermission in the previous game, had talked about the next gear Pugh has been able to hit, which is something so special for an athlete. You think you saw their best? You put an international jersey on them, and what they can do to hit a next level is incredible. Cross ice feed, McGregor. Canada controls Chitteroni. Down low, McGregor in front. What a save, Oswald. Spreads out for the Starfish to keep it out. And cleared out of the zone. What kind of momentum might that give Czechia as the goalie for the Czechs having a pretty good start to this one. Touched by Layman's and a nice one. McCamey misses. High blocker's side. Czechia clears it out. They might have a break. Misfired on it. Rolling puck from the stick of Dario Alexander Blangino, who is a native of Roseville, California. Nice move on the side. Chitteroni showing his high-level first-round pick skills in the Ontario Hockey League. Had a goal yesterday as well. Aiden Bouchard. Been watching him since he was 13 years old in Calgary, Alberta. Chipped into the zone. Czechia goalie will put a glove on it, which will not get us to the media timeout. It would have been 13 seconds. So we will hang out here. My good friend and cameraman Eric Serkey, as that'll be Václav Oswald, backed up today by Christoph Stepanek. Oswald looking pretty good, I'd have to say. Oh, by the way, also unique for these two teams. You know what, Eric? I'll tell that story after the media timeout. Good way to set it up, though. There was the birthday connection, which we'll go back to that again, because you may not have been watching the previous game. Happy to tell stories here on HN Live, partnership with Hockey Canada. Henderson, pretty popular Hockey Canada name in the history of life, has it now. Flip sauce ahead, a red jersey, but wearing a blue hat, unfortunately. Gloved ahead, and that'll bring the media timeout. Yes, it will. We'll step aside and come back to Truro, Nova Scotia, very, very shortly.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovic.
Whoa, these are for Baranovic?
Baranovic? Baranovic?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
What I love about doing these events, the preparation side, you never know what you're going to come across. The previous game I noticed, 4 of the 6 head coaches in this tournament have late March birthdays. Why that's important? Because my birthday is March 26th. You know who also was? The head coach of USA, Greg Moore. Well, Marek Malinovsky's birthday is March 30th, and Scott Barney's birthday is March 27th. Crazy, isn't it? Also a unique stat for this tournament. These are mostly comprised of 2009 born players, 3 2010s in this tournament. One of them is on Czechia, 2 on Canada. Matthias McCulloch is a 2010 born player, and of course Pugh and Schultz the others. Welcome back inside the Rath East Link Community Center, the Millbrook First Nation Arena. Dave Dawson is my name. What's yours? Oh, I can't hear you. Say it louder. Eric Serkey, my camera guy. Jane, our score bug op. So grateful you've joined us. HN Live, streaming providers for Hockey Canada. Great partners, Hockey Canada. So grateful to be along with them. You know, we also love our friends at Source for Sports. This broadcast brought to you by Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. Right now, the game that's fitting for Czechia, special teams. Power play was good. Penalty kill killed off a 5-on-3. Maybe surprising Canada White a little bit. I don't know. Czechia had a really good showing in the pre-tournament action on Friday. Canada White, dominant performance yesterday against Sweden. As I mentioned, the 11th meeting all time. Canada White, this is their 55th game in the history of the Under-17 World Challenge. They are 28-26, scored 193 goals and given up 184. Have 3 gold medals, their only medals, and those are the last 2 championships of this tournament. Maddox Schultz. Stepan Stejskal was the player he was lined up against at the draw. As Marish sends it back into the Canadian zone. Berthiaume around. Drabish puts it back into the Canadian zone. Defending well is what Czechia has done on repeat so far in this contest, and that might be knee on knee, and the officials agree. And the Czechs take a little bit of an exception. Always so hard when 2 players are coming right at each other. Each of them tries to sidestep. You can never judge intent. I don't know. The official might have a better idea, but they'll feel that that was a trip, so Maddox Schultz will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for kneeing is the penalty call. So Czechia, who has 1 for 2 on the power play. Canadians were unable to capitalize on their 5-on-3. Czechia player asking for an explanation from the official on why that may not have been more. Maybe that's the conversation, I'm not sure. We don't have it mic'd up. Don't tempt our company president, Corey Pro, with a good time. He could probably mic up every player on the roster if you asked him to. A yes man is Corey. Chanchik lines up. Chanchik, that is, lines up in the draw. And Henderson will rip it around. In behind the goal, a weird bounce. Turns right in front, and that goes through the crease and wide. Crazy sequence there. Pressure on for Czechia on the back door. Hopped over the stick. Chanchik was there on his off wing, ready to tap it in. Kaslin. And now Schwartz will grab it. Get a favorable bounce off of the Truro stanchion. Pertos drops it off, and just a step offside was the Czechia skater across the line, which is, oh, it's another penalty call coming. Too many players on the ice. Thank you, Jane Ogilvie. I was looking down on my roster, I'm not going to lie. I totally faked that. So too many skaters on the ice, the penalty. Lengthy conversation with the Czechia bench as they finally found the guilty party. Well, who will serve the penalty? One of the players on the ice. And they have picked Jakub Polishek. So much for the power play. As the Canadians, after a 4-on-4, for a minute 14, will abbreviate their player advantage. Dropped unfairly, they're going to say. So I'll do it again. Should let you know that Czechia goal was unassisted. Lone tally of the contest so far. A delay here, not sure exactly what it is. Clock maybe. Trying to get that fixed up in-house, so they'll confer at the bench. Good time to tell you about, you can swap back and forth if you want a Newfoundland and Labrador. Our crew is split this week. The Women's Under-18 National Championship is streaming for free over there. So that's a provincial and regional tournament. Provinces and territories. 8 teams gathering. So trying to get something fixed up there. Guess they tick 2 seconds off of the power play. That's what they're trying to confer with. And based on the upper deck roof, Eric Serkey doesn't have the complete vantage point of getting up there. But no one wants to see rafters anyway in a broadcast, right? Unless, of course, it's championship banners. So now more delay as the Czech player heads over to get some refreshments, and the official says, no thanks. Good catch there. Simon Shades. Referee's throwing shades on him. No hydration. Not going to happen. Still a lengthy delay. Trying to get the 2 seconds added. We'll be back out east again in December for the Junior A World Challenge in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. And here we are, ready to go. 32nd Annual Under-17 World Challenge. Canada, some 4-on-4 time as Hamilton and company will look to turn it around. McCamey. Down the wing. Was looking for the cross-ice pass, but Michalek got a stick in the way and made sure that didn't happen. Chanchik trying to slide through, interrupted. And the other way, on the Canadians, McGregor. Big contact into the wall by Anderle. 35 left in the 4-on-4. Czechia. As Michalek. Hamilton braces for contact on Nemitz. Sent back into their own zone. The game prior to this, USA led 1-0 over Finland, then 3-1. Finland battled back, tied it, went to a shootout where USA picked up the victory. Stroder striding in for Canada, Edmonton Oil Kings of the Western Hockey League. Out comes Czechia the other way. Speed wide, up top, just too high. And into the netting. Good burst there. Czechs are showing some good legs so far. Mikael Hartl from Brno. Plays for Kometo Brno. 16 games played there so far. And they're under 20 group. 9 goals, 13 points. Also part of the Helinka Gretzky Cup group back in the summertime. So 38 seconds of power play time. Czechs will have here. Stroder, cross ice for Schultz. It's Wysick with them. Spinorama by Schultz, and oh boy, Forrest was ready to step up. Marish knocked him down. Marish has got a break in against Liam Pugh, trying to flip it across, and Pugh defended well. A forward striding back, 1v1, was able to stand his ground and allow the Canadians to move forward with 10 left on the Czech power play. 2-0, the Czechs lead. So Nemitz, the first goal, which was unassisted. 1-0 it is. Not 2, it's 1, right? It's 2-0 on the board. I'm going to try and fix that. That's okay. That's their problem. Not on ours. Nope. Was it 2? It's just 1. There's just one goal. Yeah, there's one. Sorry, Jane, I'm messing you up. It's okay. I'll help you out here. That's what happens when you look at the scoreboard and you second guess yourself when you're on 3-hour time change. Everything's like, what's going on? Nope, I know what I'm doing, I promise. All the fun stuff that happens behind the scenes in a broadcast. It's good times. Kuhlman had a goal yesterday, and he helps it up for Canada White. Bouchard taken away by Anderle. Anderle now centers it. Nice support for Canada as they're able to break it up, held at the line. Janchik, nice little move again. Forced off the puck. Berthiaume, high riser, and sells the contact a little bit. Might draw a crowd. Official says nope. Continue the conversation there. Chitteroni. Chasing after it. Confusion over. They have, by the way, changed the goal down to 1. So Jane and I were correct. Great stuff. 8-6 the shots for the Czechs. Wysick, Harvey, McGregor, the forward line for Canada. O'Coin, Forrest, rear guards. McGregor off the draw, good release. Just missed on a rolling puck. Forrest feathers it towards. A little bit of traffic in front now for Canada White. Try and take the eyes away from Oswald, who's been very good to start this game for Czechia. Janchik, what a player he is, and that is just onside. Dragged the back foot, and puck hops on the back of the net momentarily. McGregor, near side, Wysick, up for McCamey. Kovac, back into his own zone as Cashlier directs traffic for Czechia, allowing them to complete a change. Canadians will mirror that effort. Nemitz dumps it in for the Czechs as Stroder creates a path. Stroder takes a look. Good play up to Schultz. Trying to hit Pugh in stride. Pugh held up a little bit. Got to do all you can to keep 2-3 away from the puck. Nemitz with numbers, might be a 4-on-2. Not the pass he was hoping for. And it'll bring the Czechs all the way back inside their territory. This is certainly the line that has produced the most for Canada White. Captain Obvious says. Physicality as well. Kind of allowed things to move forward, at least in their game yesterday. And so far early, Nemitz will dump it in. Czechs do seem to have a little bit more of a jump to their step so far, don't they? Just appears like that regardless of the score and the shot clock. That's chipped out of the zone. Sainstra back, trying to move it up quickly as the Canadians are changing. Stejskal, that is. Jufa in behind. Hamilton staples him to the end boards, and the Canadians trying to move the puck out, taken away. Stejskal, and Drabesh just slipped that. Puck slipped off of his stick. Harvey slides it ahead. High off the glass, and Hamilton picks up the bounce, and Biscuit. That thing just won't settle down. Hop, skip, and a jump. That might be an icing call, or will it? No. Check forward again. A little more jump to the step, legged out O'Coin. And cleared down. The Czechs trying to make sure they don't get another too many players on the ice penalty, and will force Canada to an icing call. The 2:24 remaining in the opening period. As we look, Dominic Bertos, again from Philadelphia. Plays for local, or he was part of the Hlinka Gretzky Cup program at 2 assists. Most recent addition through 4 games. Clean win for the Czechs. Just a bit more puck appetite right now. Kachlier. Polishek. Down behind. Puck on the side of the goal. Borthion, the local kid, will jump on top of it. Always special. Yeah, right there on the goal if you can, thanks. Always special to play at home and anytime, especially an international event. Stellarton, I'm told, Jane Ogilvy, 40 minutes from here, I believe. Plays for the Truro Bearcats in the Maritime Junior A Hockey League, who are the hosts this year of the National Junior A Championship. So kind of cool to play in the rink you are very familiar with. Also a bit of a bias when it comes to bounces and live boards and all those things. Off a draw, Chitteroni. He'll be our guest after the 20-minute mark. Through center. Schwartz. Maybe one of their better players, I think, today, aside from that top line for Canada White. Chitteroni around. Chitteroni, McCaslin fires. That hit the Czech player, Chanchik. That confused the goalie a little more than he had probably expected it to. Might have got a piece, I believe, from where I'm standing. McCaslin trying to leg it out, sell the icing call, and no, oh boy. Dangerous play, Nemitz. Almost took that away. Anderle does take it away from McCaslin. Anderle. Below the goal line, knocked down. McCaslin pressures him. Forrest trying to help find it through the trees, and it gets out through center. 70 seconds remaining in period 1. The Czechs have the lone tally. Shots unofficially 8-6 still. No shots in about the last 4 minutes. Nemitz knocks it down with a high stick, and that'll blow it dead. Good time to thank our friends as well at Source for Sports. The broadcast brought to you by Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. Michalik sends it in, Canada out the other way. Off the stanchion and a weird bounce. Keep your eyes on that. They're also, we had a situation on the far corner boards. Hold that thought. Here come the Czechs. It might be a break. It is. Backhand. He got held up. Wait for the signal. Penalty shot it is. Hartle hooked, and we're going to see a penalty shot. Looking to the history books quickly here and can't come up with the last penalty shot at shootouts. So for Czechia, it's Mikhail Hartle to make it 2-0 late in the first. Hartle. Nice save, Berthiaume, the local kid. As the hometown wants to be a hero. That is a big save to keep it 1-0 for number 1. And maybe a little bit of a momentum grabber, where I would say Czechia maybe has outplayed Canada for the most part in period 1. What can that do to gain some momentum back for Canada White? Still some time to work with in period one. Shots 10-6 in favor of Czechia. Bertos slips off his stick, and it's maybe a break for Harvey. He's got Roberts with him. Harvey, Roberts, robbery again by the Czech netminder on a pillow for the son of an Eastern hero, and he had it taken away. What a save by the Czech goaltender Oswald. Massive, massive save in transition. Harvey, Forrest fires, blocked. O'Coin deflected again. Another great save by Oswald. Massive. You talk about the penalty shot save. How about those saves for Oswald? Huge. Team knows it too. Got the right around, give him a tap. Another day at the office for Václav. Draw one from Canada. Can't get another shot away. On 1v1 between the pipes, 1 goal the difference right now. Number one, the story. The story being the goal and that guy between the pipes. Number one has been tremendous for Czechia. We will come back with Brock Chitteroni from Team Canada White when we return to Truro, Nova Scotia.
It's one of the fiercest rivalries in all of sport. The unmatched thrill of play for your country. It's the clash of hometown heroes. The unsurpassed skill of international stars. It's Canada versus the United States. The experience, unforgettable. Be there when our rivalry continues. Get your tickets at hockeycanada.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
1-0 Czechia leads through 20 minutes of play, now joined by Brock Chitteroni from Team Canada. Brock, seems like since that penalty shot save, the last little burst your team got gave you some juice. Is that what you need to kind of continue on?
Oh yeah, you know, we were laying the body out there. We're trying to get a little momentum back. Had a couple bad penalties at the start of the game, but I think we got the momentum back, and we're going to make a good comeback here. 9
goals yesterday. Is it fair to say maybe Czechia caught you, I don't know, caught you by surprise, but seems like the game has been different for you since the contest yesterday?
Oh yeah, you know, you don't score 9 goals every night. You know, we got to trust the process and trust our systems, and the goals will eventually come. Yeah, you're a guy who's no stranger to scoring goals. I want to ask you about the privilege of wearing the Maple Leaf on your chest. It's awesome. It's really an honor. I've been watching them since I was like 5 years old, so it's really an honor, and I'm happy to be here. Brock, is there one thing specifically your group wants to do a little more of in period 2? I would say definitely laying the body. Got to keep that up. It's been a pretty physical game, so I think if we keep getting the pucks deep and lay in the body, and the game will just come to us.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to watch you so far. Appreciate your time, young man.
Thank you.
Brock Chitteroni, 3rd overall pick in the OHL in 2025. Lay in the body is something that his group wants to do. We'll see if they can do that successfully in a period 2. We'll take a step aside and come back to Truro, Nova Scotia shortly.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
And a shot, scored! The hat trick for Maddox Schultz. What a debut at the TELUS Cup.
I grew up playing minor hockey at Killarney. I was about, I think, 8 or 9 years old when I first started, and I instantly fell in love with goaltending because of the gear, the helmets, the pads. I was in, so I think it was one ice time before I went in net. I just loved it. I struggled, as you can imagine, as being a goaltender in my first time with all that gear, but it was an amazing experience and one that just drew me in. I met some amazing coaches, some coaches that really inspired me and helped develop me. Through those experiences, I was able to, accomplish a few things, like get into the BC Best Ever program and play for the BC Winter Games and do some pretty cool stuff that way. After coming back from university, I got into a job, just everyday life, got into it. But I felt like I lost a part of myself. I think a lot of athletes kind of go through that when things come to an end. And I thought, why not get into goalie coaching and keep myself involved?
For you young goalies, a lot of what you learn in sports is something you will take into real life.
I started off literally from the bottom as far as coaching, starting my own company, creating a brand. Thankfully, I was able to continue to get through those times and network myself as I started growing, getting these amazing opportunities, whether it's the NHL Coach Association or the AHL Mentorship Program, or working with Team Canada, the women's national team was, all those things were amazing. And, then being in BC, having the ask to work with the POE program, which is a Performance of Excellence, the Team BC, males and female, just to help on the goalie side of things, it's been phenomenal.
Joey's had a huge impact on me personally. I mean, every day he shows up to the rink with positivity, with a smile. He wants the best for us. He wants to help us reach our full potential. And I think every day, I try and instill some of those values into my life. He's always learning. He's always trying to make himself better and make his goalies better. And I think that's something that you can't teach.
Getting to see some of the, the athletes that I've worked with since they were 7, and then they go to get a university scholarship or go on to play for Team Canada on U Sports, and then to see them just grow from what they were to who they are now, it's always amazing, because the relationships that we build along the way, their journey, they go on for a lifetime.
What does the puck see now? The whole net. You got it.
His positivity and his personality. I think bringing a really awesome personality into coaching really helps self-confidence for a goaltender. As the goaltender goes on, he plays more games, get into higher level stuff. And the same thing with the coach too. You have to be able to adapt to the player, adapt to the goalie, adapt with the coach as well too. So I think Joey's done an awesome job throughout the years being able to do that for myself.
We won a championship in 2021 with him. So he brings a high level of intelligence to the game, but he's also quite brilliant in how he interacts with the players. He's just loving his job. He's loving it day to day. Whether he's working with junior kids or tyke 5-year-olds, right? Every time that I see him on the ice, he's big smile on his face. He's bringing the energy. He's fun to have around.
All right, let's make some noise. Here we go, starting lineup, let's go!
I got involved in blind hockey in 2014. I was up for it. I thought, yeah, absolutely. It's only gonna make me a better coach. If I can help a visually impaired person, I'm sure it's gonna help me find other ways to be able to help sighted athletes as well. I know what sports brought to my life and how it's enriched my life, and I know how it can enrich others. So making an impact with these athletes and these individuals, knowing what their life is like without sport.
Way to go, Black, way to go, Black.
If you can give people an opportunity to fall in love with the game and you have the avenues to do so, I think you should. And I think Joey would second that. I think that's what he's trying to do, is he's trying to grow the love of the game. It's cool to see the multicultural aspect of hockey, especially in Canada, how that's growing. And he's able to reach out to a lot of players that some of us couldn't. He's doing a great job of it.
For me, hockey has given me a lot of life skills. I meet amazing people. Ever since playing it, I've met people I would never meet. I've been to places I probably would never have been. I've had experiences that I would never have. And it's only made me a better person. But yeah, I love the game. I love being competitive. I love having a chance to go out and win something, and bringing people together where it's a community, a team, a whole nation. I love it all.
Hi, I'm Willa, and I'm here with
Dean Smith, Chair of Diversity and Inclusion with Hockey Nova Scotia. And we're happy to be here to celebrate 130 years since the establishment of the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes. To see community come out as strong as they have to celebrate this weekend has been nothing short of amazing.
Shall we go skating? I like your jacket. So bright. Woo! Look at him.
Seeing a bunch of people out here that look like us today, it means a lot. It warms you up to hear the stories and be with the people, and then hear the history of people that you didn't know.
This is a weekend of firsts. We're celebrating the very first game of the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes, which happened on February 27th in 1895. We're celebrating the first all-black line to play in AUS hockey, which was the St. Mary's University line of Percy Paris, Bob Dawson, and Daryl Maxwell. And we're celebrating a first for our memorial game. We have an all-female line, and you are part of that female line, as well as Evie Rothenberg and Charlotte Ardain. And we're very excited to see that first shift that you put in, so you better bring it.
Good game, you guys. Good game, buddy. Good game.
Great interview with Brock Chitteroni. So he talked all about the privilege of playing for Team Canada. He and I joked off the air. His brother Mason was part of the Greater Sudbury Cubs, who were on the National Junior A Championship path last year and champions of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League, and injured. Didn't get a chance to watch Mason at all in the Centennial Cup, where Eric Cirque did 135 circuses. Cirque, our camera person, directing and putting that show on for us, the Calgary Canucks, champions of Junior A, as the goaltender for Team Canada Junior A, and these all major junior players and players with NHL futures. So great interview with Brock. Thank you very much for your time, young man, as Team Canada and Czechia get ready for period 2. My name is Dave Dawson. As I mentioned, Eric Cirque, my cameraman, engineer. Jane Ogilvie, director of off-ice people and volunteers, our scorebug operator for this one. Canada says they want to be more physical, while they got to find a way to beat number 1 between the pipes. It has been excellent, and already, bang, bang, and boom. The plan for Canada White. As O'Coin sends it to an open corner for Liam Pugh. Some pew-pew from him before a goal yesterday. As a wraparound, Stroder. Nice save by Oswald. And another big hit from Pugh. Add on to the resume from the high-end forward out of Langley. British Columbia, for those watching, maybe not from Canada. Stroder trying to slide the puck along. Kashleesh knocks him down. And the Czech forward, Sech, puts it in to some open ice and back into the Czech zone. Oswald stops it there. Lukas Kashleesh up into the backside of his own teammate. Not the result he was hoping for. Then Scott Barney makes a nice little catch there for the 3rd out of the inning. Obviously, a lot of people still morning, the Toronto Blue Jays, and great how they united Canada together. And obviously international hockey unites country together like no other. Well, the Blue Jays certainly a very close second. Everybody, I think, in the country at that point in time was outplayed watching the game. Bouchard from Hamilton. Below the goal line now. McCamey has a look. Wysick, McGregor. Be an icing call against Czechia, and it'll come back inside their zone. And that guy's had a great period. The opening one. In fact, he got the goal on the power play. Adam Nemitz. 8 goals, 12 points in league play. 26 goals and 56 points for Billy Tigre Liberec through 43 games last year in their under-17 group. Hamilton just keeps it in along the line. Wysick watches that go by. McCamey quickly wide of the goal. Hamilton. Far more puck hunger so far for Canada White this period. You kind of had a feeling that would be the story after the Czechs were a little more aggressive. Well, they got time here. Hardle on the penalty shot late was denied by Borthiaume. And now Borthiaume's got an incoming group coming on him. Mitchell puts it through. And Borthiaume, the local kid, kicks it away. Spanked ahead. It's going to be a 2-on-1 for Canada White. McGregor, Wysick fires. Another great save. Oswald, elite. Tremendous. Wysick maybe cradled it for half a second more than I'm sure he would have wanted to. A one-timer could have produced the option, but look at me. I can't even skate at 46 years old. That's why I broadcast. Diagonal dump into the corner. Checks on it to try and forecheck. In behind, Wysick plays it along. McCamey, now Roberts. He got denied in a 2-on-1. Faced the wrath of Oswald in the opening period. Marish sends it along. Drabish now for Czechia. Erased into the end boards. As again, Canada White goes to the physical game, which forces Czechia to ice the puck. Right as Brock Chinneroni talked about. McCaslin and company head up ice for the face-off. With 22 for Canada, Cooper McCaslin from Bowmanville, Ontario. Product of London of the OHL. He was their second-round pick, 43rd overall. Sainstra sends it across, held in. Oh boy, Stroder was on the backside waiting for that one. Do I say oh boy a lot? I think I do. I need to find a new phrase when something crazy happens. You can Google them if you want and let me know. Dumped into the Canadian zone. Pugh back there with the rolling puck, sends it along, cut off by the Czechs. McCaslin around Stroder, held nicely by Cash Leash. And he continues to skate with it. Cash Leash puts it at the goal. A rebound right there. Berthiaume had to jump up with the shoulder and make the save. Up to Liam Pugh. Those are capable hands to give it to. Taken away though. And out come the Czechs. Nope, Pugh's got it again. Down the wing. Nice move. Pugh's in. Misfires on it. Pugh around looking for support. 11 had changed, so Harvey there. Stick held up, no penalty call. And the Edmonton, Alberta native will watch the puck go down into his own zone as Henderson's there. Moves his man into the end boards. Canada up, Harvey over his head. Signal it as icing. Mitchelluk embraces for number 20. His younger brother, part of the Okanagan Hockey Academy in Edmonton group of the Canadian Sports School Hockey League. Ben used to be line mates with Blake Chorney of the Vancouver Giants, who was on Team Canada Red for Northern Alberta Extreme on an absolute super team back in, I believe, 2023. As Harvey lines up for the faceoff. with an Alberta Extreme out of the Edmonton area where I reside. So it's easy to dip into the brain for those types of things. Henderson up to Harvey. Harvey now, cross ice feed, 3-on-3. Roberts wants it, tapping for it, going towards the goal. And the Czechs will move along with it the other way, past the intended target. Does draw weight have it? It does on the hybrid icing rule. So it'll come back inside the Czechia zone. And that is number 14, Alex Kulemin, son of Nikolai Kulemin, and NHL alumni, a Toronto native, Kingston in the OHL. He's got a goal and 6 points already. 67 of them last year through 69 games for Don Mills in 16 AAA in Ontario. Kulemin with a goal yesterday, moves forward. Hamilton chips over his head, creating a puck chase. And Kulemin, the big rangy forward, moves forward with it. Michalik gauges with him. Kovac now up to Chanchik. This line dangerous for Czechia. Rebound produced. Berthiaume says he got hit in the head. Asking for a penalty call. And his strap loose on his mask, so he's going to adjust that and work with the flow as well. Berthiaume backed up today by Catch Christie. Also special about Berthiaume, he turned 17 years old in 14 days. Happy early birthday, young man. Hopefully they have a party here in Truro when the Bearcats home. Bearcats currently, I think, second in the division in the MJAHL. Obviously on a road trip this week. High off the glass and comes right back to McCaslin, who will up it to Chitteroni. My new best friend in a great interview at intermission. Dumped inside the Czechia zone. Sent around, back out comes Czechia with speed, 2-on-2, flip sauce behind him. Somehow stayed onside with it, McCaslin. Trying to fork it out of his body. Chitteroni looks at it. Support down low as they'll continue the cycle. Canadians trying to get possession, and they will. Chitteroni after it. Each group, I would say, same pace, same urgency in period 2. 26 goals in 2 games in day 1, 7 in game 1 with a shootout. Might we be destined for OT today? Schwartz tries to put one on and hits the deck as Oswald. He had no idea where the puck is. May as well jump on the couch and pull the blanket over when you don't know. As Oswald does exactly that. Asking for an explanation. What happened? Wysick line out for Canada. And the dot Stayskill for Czechia. Clean win for Canada White. Across, one time O'Coin. Puck caught an edge, probably higher than he wanted it to be. And below the goal line, Wysick trying to free it up. McCamey working down low. McGregor is helping out on it. Back inside again. Cash Leash. Czechia transitions. Urgency, they certainly do have. The first thing I noticed in the opening couple minutes is Czechia group. Cash Leash, Drabish. Henderson moves it the other way. Canadians got to tag up. They are a mile offside. Wysick had to come back. And McGregor, a good spot to hang there, why not? That's Cade McGregor. He's the first overall pick by Peterborough. The OHL MA, Braeside, Ontario, the recent draft. Braeside, Ontario native. 6 points already through 10 games for Peterborough in the OHL. 38 goals, 82 points last year for Ottawa. 16 AAA through 29 games. Bouchard. Ripped in, out of play. Canada White wraps up preliminary round today. Czechia plays Sweden tomorrow. Bouchard. And Schultz to Pugh, trying to fight for it. Does successfully. Stroder finishes his check and good hard contact. Tied up behind the play and still engaged as the officials separate the two comrades. Good time to get the read, and I think, of our sponsor. This broadcast brought to you by Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. O'Coin through traffic, knocked down, free puck in front, Stroder, backhand. Is that another save from Oswald? Are you kidding me? On his stomach, throws his leg up and keeps it out. I believe he got a piece of it. Incredible. Back in again, Oswald steers that away. Harvey at the line. Charbonneau saying, put it towards the goal. Hard knockdown on Maddox Schultz in front of the net. Play will continue. A lot of penalties in period one. None thus in period two, if I do recall. I don't even think we've had one power play. And boom! Chant Cheek into Charbonneau. Another great contact. Canadians are in. Pugh fires wide of the goal. Pace picking up here. Kovash, hot across. He's offside. No. Official says he was not. Thought it might have been close. He had a better look than I did. That's the important part. Canadians are out with pace. It's Roberts. And he drew a penalty. Roberts keeps the feet moving. And the Czechs will head to the penalty box. Did I jinx him? I don't know, I'm not a superstitious guy. Just said no penalties, and now we got one. So power play for Canada will be their fourth. They're 0 for 3. Czechs are 1 for 3 in the game. In case you missed it earlier, Canadians 9 goals yesterday, all even strength. They were 0 for 3 with the player advantage. Again, some abbreviated early, some 4-on-4 time. Also had a 5-on-3 the Czechs successfully killed off. Hamilton, all right, to start things out for Canada. Dancing it is Chitteroni. Chopped at McGregor, fishing for it. Hamilton, flip to Chitteroni. Cradles, waits. Chitteroni. Nice open hips, cross ice. Hamilton, deflected, a bouncing puck. Another one on goal. Player without a stick. There's some shrapnel in the corner. Was a broken stick. Got replaced already. Hamilton changing his Czechia. Quick up for Liam Pugh. Crafty, shifty with the mitts. At the line, Forrest. Down low again for support. McGregor trying to flip it over top. Why not? First overall OHL mitts from him. McGregor wants it so bad. Blades of Steel for Nintendo. Got the stick uncorked. That's ice hockey. Wrong game. Okay, back to the game. McGregor across. McCamey wants it again. Does McGregor fires? He scores. McCamey buries it. Solved the Oswald mystery. Canada has tied it up. Power play goal by McCamey. What a shot. Used McGregor as a decoy the entire time, at his stick up. Wanted it for the one-timer. And Eli McCamey, the Victoria Royal, picked his spot and ripped it home. In fact, McKamey in 3 games in the Western League this year, no points for him. That's his first goal. And a big one. Stroder's offside. As we hit the media timeout, we'll come back to Truro, Nova Scotia shortly.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovic.
Whoa, these are for Baranovic?
Baranovic? Baranovic?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Mateus Chanchik and company trying to strategize how to get the goal back after they've had a lead for a considerable amount of time in this hockey game. Canada White's goal by McKamey has tied it up. Scott Barney and Team Canada Whites. 9 goals yesterday. The comment from Brock Chitteroni. Can't score 9 every day, and Chanchik and group playing their first game of the tournament. See what they got for the rest of the way here. Through the media timeout, Dave Dawson and your fine broadcast crew in HM Live. And pardon my goodness, huge hit on O'Coin. Lost his bucket, and a power play's coming. Has to leave the ice when you lose your bucket. A massive collision. Was that Chanchik who delivered it? And he's having a look at the bench. I think it was. Stood him right up. So bad to worse. Maddox Schultz, second penalty of the game. So not only did O'Coin get blown up, but from that, a Canadian penalty right after. Huge contact on O'Coin. Where the name O'Coin, he's used to dishing out the Thunder. So right after Canada ties it, Czechs have a power play. Blown up stick. Poor timing for the youngster, Simon Shades, as he goes and finds a new weapon and sweeps by. Cash Leash over the line, trying to dance by Roberts. Shades brings it back inside his zone. Cash Leash on the far side. Hops over a stick and the broken stick. It's McCaslin as he sends it down the ice. Shades. Onto the hinge, they call it. Cash Leash. Around the perimeter for Czechia. Andrele, hot across. Hardle fires another stick down that it hits. Might need to stop at Source for Sports with all those broken sticks everywhere. I mean, I'd recommend it, honestly. 8:24 remaining. Entertaining hockey game. There's all the broken sticks. Yeah, you know what? You do stop at Source for Sports, which this broadcast just happens to be brought to you by. You can experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. Hockey sticks, they do have plenty of them, among a number of things. Schwartz, smart play. Rather than playing it back, he played it through his legs and then gets possession and brings it ahead. 30 left on the Czechia power play, in which so far in the game they are 1 for 3. Andrele brings it in, down on his knees, stepping up. Hartle fires, another broken stick. A parade to Source for Sports they go. Hartle on the left side now, trying to work it along Michaluk. Trying to find an open spot. Hartle, penalty shot, unable to capitalize. In front, one-timer. 2 players without their sticks. There's bodies laying around trying to block shots everywhere. The Czech player takes his stick back from the Canadian McCaslin. Absolute hilarity out on the ice right now. Schwartz in front, fires. Looking like Dave Dawson trying to walk up the stairs after a long day. The Czechs trying to move it along from the corner. Cross ice feed, fires, another shot block. Using everything. The Schwartz is with you behind Michalek. Roberts is there. Cash Leash sends it to the near side. Nemitz fires another shot block. Wrap around. Firing another shot block. McCaslin. Puck still loose. They score. It was only a matter of time, it felt like. I have never seen 2 players without sticks in one shift and sell out as much as those Canadians did, as Hartle finally is able to get one by Berthiaume, and the lead is restored for Czechia. It's 2-1. But full credit to the Canadian players, who I'm sure if that puck was covered, would have got a standing ovation from the Rath East Link Community Center faithful tonight. What an effort. They did everything they could to keep that puck out of the net. As Hartle finds it by McCamey, the goal scorer, across for Wysick. Wysick at the net, chopped it. The Czech netminder, Oswald, no problem. Wysick, I believe, commenting on the end boards. Yeah, it looks like there's something wrong with the end boards there as the Czech player touching it. Jason LaRose, communication manager for Hockey Canada, right to the left, has a great eye on it. So Jason, producer of all things, and again, the linesman is there. There's Jason on his phone to the left of your screen. Been with Hockey Canada for eons and eons. We're very good friends with Jay and provider of all great things on top of it. As the officials will now have a look. Good time for us to tell you about the calendar on HN Live. So, as I mentioned, the Women's Under-18 National Championship streaming for free in Newfoundland and Labrador currently. That is a provincial and regional event. So that's happening. So you can see as much as you can that there's a little piece of that has come off. So I'm not sure if that might be a lengthier delay than we're aware of. As you can see, thanks, Eric. Stay there if you can. So from the bottom, you can see it's uniform. And then as it goes towards the top, it starts to pull out a little bit. So the officials now giving the message over to the benches and now to the timekeeper's booth. So I wonder what the result might be. Anyway, back to our calendar. So next Hockey Canada events for us are the Para Hockey Cup in northeastern British Columbia, Dawson Creek. That's the final event before the Paralympics for that level. And then the Junior A World Challenge, almost called it the World Junior A Challenge. This rebranded last year. The Junior A World Challenge is coming up in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. And the fine folks from the arena staff will now do what Dave does not do well and use tools. They'll get things all fixed up. I want to tell you one thing, though, one story that Eric was here a couple years back, and my first trip to Truro, I was in Quispamsis, and it's not too far from here. But my initial reaction when you come to the Maritimes, and again, I grew up in Western Canada, so Winnipeg, Manitoba, and then currently reside in Edmonton for over a decade. When you come to the East Coast, it's just a different feel. You get a different vibe from the people are so welcoming, and not that people in Western Canada aren't. I don't take that from what I'm saying, but if you've come to the East Coast before, especially the Maritimes, there's just a different vibe to the people. They'll literally bring you into their house and cook you dinner. And we got offered that on our last trip in a Hockey Canada event, eating dinner. A cameraman and I at that point in time, a group said, hey, why don't you come over for dinner tonight? I'll cook you lobster. We're literally having dinner in a restaurant, a table next to us. So rare does that happen. As a late feet ahead, Chan Cheek's got a breakaway. Chan Cheek's in, over top of the goal. That's the guy you want going in alone. And now a 4-on-2 for Canada. McCamey to McGregor, deflected in front off the Czech defender. And Oswald got that pillow out to keep it a 2-1 score. Craziness after the boards all got fixed up. 3-on-2 for Canada again. Wysick over skating it, knocked off of it. Canada recovers. Bertos trying to back check. Nice toe drag, McCamey. Wysick waits. O'Coin had a stick lifted by the Czech player coming off the bench. There was Nemitz. What a game it's been so far. Hardel, the most recent goal scorer. 3-on-2 in for Czechia. Hardel breaks wide. Hardel trying to force it in. Puck loose in the crease. Backhand. Hardel on the doorstep. Couldn't knock it in. Canadians speed up the other way. Here we go on the highway to Halifax. Stroder brings it in. Knocked off the puck, and the Czechs clear it out of the zone. Liam Pugh sends it in for Canada White. Hammered around the boards, chopped out and down. And icing is the signal, and it will in fact be the decision. Still over 5 to go. A tired Czechia group will remain on the ice as Nemitz, bracing himself on his knees, will have to continue to draw wind as Canada will leave the Schultz-Pugh-Stroder line out there. Forrest McCaslin on the backside. It's always hard to prognosticate in the tournaments who will have the upper hand, where and when. And I think it's safe to say through 3.5 games, I don't really know anything at all. I don't think it's been determined. Not me personally, but overall, it's really hard to decipher a favorite. It really is. It's been a very even field so far in a lot of respects for teams in their second contest. Finland, a better performance today of picking up a point in a shootout as the Czechs head to the penalty box. Canada heads to the power play. You would think Canada White, after the performance yesterday, might be ahead by a couple, but as Brock Chitteroni mentioned, can't score 9 goals every game. Canada Red back in action tomorrow. USA, maybe based on the history and the amount of games they won in the medals, thought that might have been a bit of a different decision. That's why you play the games, folks. Schultz. Toe drags, a zipper. Shades down to block it. Pugh for Forrest at the line. To Pugh. Into Stroder. Stroder, Forrest. Shoveled it, just missed. Pugh at the net. Oswald looks on as it misses the goal, and Shades will send her down. Berthiaume stops it. Forrest sweeps by. Canada swap personnel. And Forrest. Pugh. Now they finish the change. Schultz. Stroder strides it in. Pins it at the wall, try to get a quick shot away. Schultz Battles with it at the line. Forrest misfires on it. Nemitz has a chance. A breakaway for Nemitz. Backhand. Berthiaume makes the save. The Bearcats reflexes on par there. And the Truro faithful let him know they appreciate it. Hamilton. Oh, dangerous spot to move, but you're a confident Calder Hamilton with the skill set to do it. McCamey again trying to make magic, gets a shot away, puck still loose. Boy, 17's been good today. Has it again, settles a bouncer. Head up, the option is Hamilton. Return feed McCamey. McCamey tries to bump it back to him. Bouncing puck. Lucky for the Canadian skater, the Czech player elected for the contact. Chitteroni on the entry again to McGregor. Nice bump into the wall, and that'll do it for the power play. Penalized player Jufa is out. Wholesale changes aplenty. Henderson behind the goal. Boy, do I want him to score. Easy low-hanging fruit goal call. Chitteroni dumps it in. Behind the goal now. And Bertos trying to move it out. Chanchik in tight. Nice shot. Harvey. No problem, Oswald. Cash leash to Kovash. Cross ice feed. Checks her in. Speed. Dropped it off. Toe drag move. Went down. No penalty. Chanchik. Nice shifty play to get around the Canadian defender, but Canada White will bring it out of the zone. A weird bounce again off the stanchion. Roberts after it, below the goal line. Harvey loses his footing. Kovac brings it out for Czechia. 2 to go, period 2. On day 2, game 2. Chanchik will be our guest after 2. And he ties it up into the end boards to eat some more clock and nurse their 2-1 lead. Michalik on to Berthiaume. Steers that away. Good battle with Bouchard there out in front. And Harvey, end of a shift, will leg it up. Use some juice to move it along. Harvey allows his group to change. And the Czechs will flip it out. Hardle, nice transition. Michalik in front, Berthiaume. Watch that go by, and out come the Canadians. Liam Pugh, Stroder now. Stroder shovels it down low. Pugh has a look, sees Schultz in support. Pugh, so deceptive for a big body, ain't he? Pugh again holds it in. Down low. 40 to go, period 2. Maddox Schultz chips it along to Liam Pugh, his teammate in the Queen City, also known as Regina, Saskatchewan. Off the glass, and Forrest gloves it down. 17-16 shots in favor of Czechia unofficially, and they lead 2-1. Hard bump by Mitchell. Forrest on a return feed, trying to get it across. Stroder, he scores! The broken play, and Caden Stroder completes it. The pride of Lanigan, Saskatchewan, with 14.8 seconds remaining in period 2, draws even. 3 assists yesterday. And Caden Stroder, stick on the ice, go to the net. To the top right of your screen is coach in Edmonton in the Western League, Kyle Chipchura, giving direction to the rest of the group.
Second goal, his first of the tournament, is scored by number 11, équipe Canada Blanc. Leur deuxième but du match, son premier du tournoi, est compté par le numéro 11, Caden Stroder.
A little rough stuff at the end of the period here as tensions start to pick up. Been a physical affair. Emotions aplenty. I'll let the refs figure that out. A key late goal by Caden Stroder knots us even. And we'll be back with Jan Cheek of Czechia shortly when we return to Truro, Nova Scotia.
Hockey is more than a sport. It builds self-esteem, teamwork, and lifelong friendships.
I just wouldn't be me if it wasn't for hockey, and I think if I lost that, I think I'd lose a big part of me.
Without the Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund, thousands of kids like Lamar won't be able to access the game. Donate now to help us ensure every child across Canada has the chance to play.
From a first game to their biggest game. From ESSO medals to gold medals. We are dedicated to Canada's game.
Hit it! It's a wild one in Truro, Nova Scotia. A late goal by Canada White has it tied up 2-2 through 40 minutes of play, joined by Matthias Chanchik of Czechia. Matthias, how'd you describe, in your words, the game so far for your group today?
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty hard game. I would say we're doing a good job right now. We're playing hard, and yeah, that's it.
Is there something your group wants to do better in period 2?
Yeah.
Or period 3, rather.
We need to score goals. I think that's the main thing. We have to do a little bit better at our D zone to get the pucks away from the D zone. But yeah, that's it.
Matthias, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
Matthias Chanchik scoring goals. While they've scored 2 of them, they had 2 leads. Canada has knotted it up. We'll be back to Truro, Nova Scotia. But first, we'll pay a couple bills. We'll be back. Hang on.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Luca. He is a funny little boy. He's very creative, and he's always helping others when he sees that they need a hand up. He learns online through homeschool. So coming to hockey he's so excited to come to see his friends, to be with the boys, and just have that sense of friendship.
This is my first year coaching Luca. Started out real quiet, but has gained his voice in the dressing room and has become more comfortable with the kids that he's around, and that's what it's about, making some new friends and being comfortable out there.
Luca began Learn to Skate when he was 3 years old, and he did 2 years of Learn to Skate. And when he had that hockey stick in his hand, he was ready to play.
He brings energy, he brings hustle. He brings an intensity. Hockey is a fast-paced game, and Luca has certainly developed as a hockey player, but I think he's coming along as a young man as well.
If you are able to find a way to the rink and knowing that you can apply for a grant like this, it's step one. Getting an assist from Hockey Canada has really helped our family and will help yours. Just come and try out and come and apply for the team, and the rest is gold. Just you can do this.
Any program like the Hockey Canada Assist Fund that can take away some of those financial barriers, it allows kids to get the same opportunity as some of their peers that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
The Hockey Canada Assist Fund allowed Luca to be doing what he loves and being with friends and being with kids and having fun.
It's really fun. If you don't have a lot of friends, you can make more friends and maybe score some goals and have fun.
He's learned to believe in himself, and he's become confident in his ability to do what he needs to do out there. Also, he's become more confident with the coaches. I hope Luca's hockey journey is fun. That's what this game is all about.
Thank you, Hockey Canada Foundation, for giving me an assist.
We're getting the national women's team in sleds. We're gonna do a quick little tutorial for them. Dixie's gonna show them how to get in. New wheels, new wheels. Yeah. First of all, thanks for agreeing to do this. This should be pretty fun.
These straps are crissy-crossy, applesaucey.
So you kind of want to start onto one edge and then kind of slide into it. Yeah.
A nice narrow one.
Life's good.
And then when you shoot, you kind of just
That's the hard part.
Very humbling. It's like we're experiencing the dream today. Sorry. I'm scared. Woo!
You can tell they're athletes, that's for sure. Some of them are doing pretty well, some of them not so well.
I'm still working on the stop.
They're taking a liking to the contact, that's for sure.
I forgot the stick head. The stick had like little things on it.
What do you do when you get the puck?
You can't. Skating wasn't bad, but it was with the puck was really hard. I don't know how they stick hand up.
So you can have your feet any height you want?
Yeah, so I have like these two like spacer.
Hopefully my coach isn't watching. She might be taking my spot on the team here. I think there's going to be a bunch of sore hips and shoulders tomorrow, but that's what our training staff's for.
This is sick.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
The best is yet to come.
Get the game right at your fingertips. The Hockey Canada Network gives coaches and players the tools to excel in all areas of the game. Drills, skill videos, practice plans, and articles from some of the best in the game are available on your Android or iOS device, anywhere, anytime.
Caden Stroder goal has Team Canada white even heading into period number 3 on HNLive.ca. Welcome back to Truro, Nova Scotia. This is the 32nd annual Under-17 World Challenge. My first time getting the opportunity to do this. Couldn't be more grateful to be here, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. It's been a very physical game. You never know when the hits are coming at you. As Pugh and Chanchik getting into it before the face-off, and Chanchik checks the old stick, makes sure it works. Might need to make a stop at Source for Sports before they proceed into the second contest of the preliminary round tomorrow. And we are underway. Eric Serkey, my camera guy, producer. Jane Ogilvie involved with the volunteer coordinating them. Off-ice officials, she's my scorebug operator. Liam Pugh carries it in. He has wrestled to the ice, and a Jake the Snake DDT tribute on the way down. O'Coin at the goal, and Oswald will gobble it up. Things got chippy at the end of period number 2, and might that be the theme heading into period number 3? Who knows? As Oswald has had an incredible game so far. Shots are 19-17 in favor of Team Canada White. As preliminary round will conclude tomorrow with a pair of contests, Czechia and Sweden in the early game, and the one and only Peter Labardius will come in and call the late one, Canada Red and USA. Michaluk on the up, sending McCaslin back for it. Nemec picks it off for Czechia. Nemec over to the head. Michaluk steps up to send it around. How good has he been today for Czechia? Some soft ice in front. Quiet ice, Ardle found. He's already got a goal today and got robbed on a penalty shot. Anderle activates. Oh boy, there was some daylight there on the short side, and Anderle elevated that puck quickly. He can skate too, can number 6 for Czechia. That's offside. And a late hit there. The official blew it dead. These Czech players can move. Hartl involved in that. As I mentioned, a goal there was on the Hlinka Gretzky Cup team. Didn't pick up any points. For HC Cometo Brno last year in under 17, through 37 games, he had 33 goals and 62 points. As Chitteroni on the right-hand side. Good hard contact. As Calder Hamilton forced back into his zone. Braces for the bump coming in. Each of these groups can throw it well. Sainstra trying to get it up. And oh boy. Nemec thought he had a look. Knocked down with a high stick. Face-off comes outside the zone. I do say oh boy a lot. That's all right. So upcoming schedule. Talked about that already. All of the goals today credited as unassisted. Not sure if it'll remain that way or not. Nemec, McCamey, Hartl, and Stroder, all of them unassisted. O'Coin around McCamey, plays it off the glass. Out comes Canada. McGregor trying to bring it ahead for McCamey. Rides his man to the end boards with some thunder. McCamey trying to get it to McGregor, was there, but interrupted by the Czech defender well. McGregor back out in front again. And Bertos got in the way. Henderson, Harvey, Bertos steps up. Good recovery by Ben Harvey. Polishek in for Czechia. Chanchik stands his ground, trying to free the puck up. And out comes McGregor. He's got Harvey with him. Slides off the heel of his stick, allowing Czechia's Chanchik to break the other way, 3-on-2. Chanchik Can't get by Forrest, he clears it. And now Harvey for Canada White. At the line, McCausland way wide. Might have been hoping for deflection from Roberts. Chanchik slides it out. McCausland recovers. Back in for Canada White. And a weird bounce again. Live boards here on the home of the Truro Bearcats. McCausland deflected on goal. Live puck still. Hard off the glass. Doesn't hit a stanchion this time. Carries the length. Czechs have to stay on the ice. Let's get our sponsor read in. Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. Our highlights as well. Check those out on Instagram, hnlive.ca. Instagram, TikTok, hnlive.ca on Twitter or X. HNLive on YouTube as well. We're uploading those daily on both events, and you can go back and watch some of our archives from one of our many, many events we do, including a Brick Invitational Tournament and a number of high-level U15 events like the John Reed Invitational. Down to the right wing side, checks are in front. Chanchik hit a puck that hopped up on him. Short side for Hardle. Those two have been high danger for the Czechs. And maybe another puck in tight, creating a turnover in the D zone of Canada White. Jufa boots it, Liam Pugh. He's the guy Canada wants with it. Good stick, keeping Pugh outside the zone. Chippiness continues. Calder Hamilton inside for Canada White. At the line, nicely slid away, creating a foot chase, but Berthiaume way outside of his goal to bring it up to Pugh. Pugh now sees some room, will backhand it in. Stroder allows the rest of his group to change. As played along the wall, cut off Chitteroni, but activating is the Czech player on the right wing side. Drabish calling for it. They got to him, but by that time he had already turned his body, hopped over his stick. Canada White now up the other way. Chitteroni down the right wing side, in front. What a save again by Oswald. Absolute redonkulosity. And a late hit. Officials, crowd's calling for it. Craziness in period 3. Some frustration from each side. Werner Lehman's not happy going to the box. Maddox Schultz getting the explanation from the official. So he's going to go and have a chat with Lehman's. Schultz, the captain, will head off ice and relay information to head coach Scott Barney, who is also the head coach in his second year of Sudbury in the Ontario Hockey League. Alumnus of the Humboldt Broncos. Of the coaching department. Clarify that. Andrelé knocked down. Czechs wanted a penalty. They're not going to get one. Chippiness continues again behind the play. Shades puts it on a pillow on the side of the goal. Nice save by Berthiaume. Here comes McGregor to lead the way, 3-on-3. And more chippiness again. Puck out in front, Shades behind, sends it along, stops along the boards. Canadians are changing. And Kovac leaves it for Chanchik. They're offside though. Chanchik's got a tag, and he finally does. Allowing Canada White a little bit extra time to move the puck up. And O'Coin will take it. He delivers one through a screen. Good decision by O'Coin. Hamilton stops it at the line. Plays it back into a corner. O'Coin takes a peek. Wide of the goal. And a break. Namish has a breakaway. Partial break. Backhander. No penalty. Nice save by the local kid. McCamey. One already today. Brought the crowd to their feet. a power play goal, and now that'll send him to the penalty box. No, it won't. It's going to stay 5-on-5. Sainstra wasn't overly happy with it, and he lets his chiropractor know about it. More taps on the backside. McCaslin over to Wysick. Wysick awaits. McCaslin has time. Got tripped up. Might have caught an edge as well. Czechia. You having fun at all? I'll take a few more of these, won't you? Hey, good news, by the way. It's only day 2. A lot more hockey to go. Into the zone, Wysick. Brings it in. Wysick fires, misfires. And the Czechs will clear it. Only to the line, though. Henderson awaits. Sends it down low, Wysick. Side of the goal. Oswald, no problem. Michalek. Hammered into the boards. Turnover created. Roberts. Saved by Oswald. Cleared out by the Czechs. Forrest. Bouchard. Return. Picked off Anderle. Canadians bring it in though. Roberts. Slides off his stick. Sainstra flips it up. Bouchard settles it. Cut the tension with the knife, can't you? 26 goals in 2 games, day 1. Shootout in the opening one. What do we got in store for the encore and the nightcap? Been a fun one, I'll tell you that much. And I'm here for every minute of it. Like both metaphorically and literally, I'm here for every minute of it. Bouchard dumps it in for Canada White. Schwartz on it. Stroder supports him. A late goal at the end of period 2 for number 11. And he's on it to the line. Deflected, nope. Rebound, in tight, just wide. Stroder circles, fires, and Oswald gloves it and hangs on. Pretty easy, I would think, for player of the game picks. That guy candidate catching his breath. Conversation with the official and checking in, making sure all things are right. Salute to the officials. Very rarely get talked about, only when things, air quotes, as people might feel, go wrong. So much respect, not only at HN Live, all of us as a family have for a great men and women who do such a great job on the lines. Wearing the stripes. Cash Leash around. Hardle. Nemich in for Czechia. Separated from the puck. It's just got that feeling of next goal wins territory already, doesn't it? Just feels like it. Sent in by Czechia. McCaslin has a look behind him. Bumped. And Henderson with the rolling puck and the stick sticks into the boards. Add that to the list of a little post-Halloween hijinks in the facility today. Sticks everywhere. They got a board that was coming off and a stick that got stuck in the boards. He's going to stop at Source for Sports 2. Pugh to Stroder, in front to Schultz, through Hardle, and he'll flip it up in the air into safe territory. All the way down to Forrest to O'Coin. O'Coin touched onto the goal of Oswald as he calmly, almost not so calmly, settles it for his teammate Michalek. That kid's got boots that fly. And the diagonal corner dumped in. And Czechia on it. There's Schwartz. Cut off. Across. Drabesh. Robbed by Berthiaume. Got the blocker on it. That's a big time save for the youngster. Canada's in the other way now. Shot just misses. Forrest walks it. Zips it in front. Schwartz got a twig. Across McGregor. Hot to Forrest. Misfired, might have got a piece of a guy wearing red. And the darker shade of red. O'Coin, all the way back, each group swapping personnel. Spoon me up some more of this, thank you. Enjoying every minute of it, hope you are as well on hnlive.ca. The beautiful Maritimes, the wonderful province of Nova Scotia. Couldn't be happier to be here hanging out with you. Calder Hamilton, great province of Saskatchewan. We'll bring it up. Bouchard taken away. And in comes Shades. Fires just wide. Jufa tries to keep it deep for Czechia. And back in again. Kovash's F1, as they call it. First forward in. Trying to release the puck. Chanchik has a look, looking for shades in front. Nothing there. Future bright though, as Chitteroni will send it in for Canada White. Turnover created. Chitteroni! And a little Grant Fuhr English. Flash on the leather will take us to the media timeout. We'll be back to Truro.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Matt Henderson out of Sarnia, Ontario, and Team Canada White. 2-2 is the score. 3 assists for Kingston in the OHL so far. He was their 17th overall pick in the most recent draft, in obviously the first round. 6 foot, $178, has an assist in the tournament coming into today. And there are no assists in the hockey game so far. So that is the lone assist. 13 Canadian players had points coming into the game today. And Henderson would love to score for Canada to give them the lead. Meaningful goal it will be. Likely a little less meaningful than the last time somebody screamed Henderson scores for Canada. Dave Dawson is my name on HNLive.ca. Eric Serkey, my cameraman, producer, engineer, jack of all trades, doer of all things, Jane Ogilvie, volunteer scorebug operator. So grateful to be with you here today. O'Coin at the line, down deep. Stroder on goal again. What a game for 11 White. As he's been excellent, the Saskatchewan line, Saskatchewan connection. 2 players hail from Saskatchewan. 2 players play from Saskatchewan teams in the Western Hockey League. So I've dubbed it the Saskatchewan line. It may not be referred to that in the room, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. That's Stroder right there. He's got a lot of fans in Western Canada, and lots right now in Eastern Canada and across the country as they hope to win this face-off and put one on goal if you are cheering for that colored of jersey. And right now, they'll be shorthanded as soon as they touch the puck as Chanchik carries it in for Czechia. It will be power play number 5. And needless to say, very likely no bigger power play in the hockey game than this one. Shades directing traffic. Chanchik into the dot for Czechia. Clean win. Hartle back to the line. Kashlish sidesteps. Kashlish forced wide. Back to Hartle. Hartle. Feet moving so beautifully. Look out, coming right at you. And that's out of play to youngster. Flying for the puck. There you go. Cool moment for him. A souvenir for probably some future NHLers. Some, a lot. Hey, guess what? There were 23 players that played in this tournament drafted in the first round of the most recent NHL draft. So yes, that will be a puck touched by future NHLers. Kashlish. So good for you, young man. Hope you enjoy that souvenir. Bertos puts one on through traffic, smothered by Berthiaume. Czechia will look to regroup, reset. Canada swaps penalty killers. Bertos. Great hockey game for that young man today. Native of Philadelphia. Bertos. Cross ice. Czechs look to attack in. They do. Good stick, though. It's Kuhlman. Cash leash and Shades will one-time it in. The puck hunt. McCaslin there first. Different outcome from period one. Canada White, a little tentative. Not as hungry for pucks, the term used, that the first one there, appetite for it. You understand that if you're new to the game. Happy to educate. Bertos. Each group far more hungry equally in periods 2 and 3. As that gets clear down the ice. .30 seconds of power play time remaining for Czechia. 1 for 4 in the game. Michalek for Nemish. One-timer, good delivery. Berthiaume there. And Anderle will have a look and see what remains on the power play for options. Maybe one last chance with a bit of urgency here for Czechia. Anderle, cross the line, fires, blocked by Maddox Schultz. They've done a lot of that in this hockey game as Canada White, and most of it on literally one series where 2 players did not have sticks. Nemish. Wysick trying to knock it down. He puts himself offside, though, as trying to fight it in his body. He ended up backside in first before the puck. Wysick is Jaakko Wysick from Tecumseh, Ontario, member of Guelph in the OHL. Point-a-game player already. It's their 2nd overall pick. Had 61 points for Sun Country and 16 AAA last year in Ontario through 30 games. Of those 61 points, 32 of them goals. O'Coin. Forrest. And Wysick interrupted momentarily. Is that another offside call? We're getting a penalty. Stroder without a stick. He was hoping for a penalty call. O'Coin sends it in for Czechia. Again, players starting to search for those weird bounces. Normally a dump in goes about probably 20 feet to the right, but hoping for a weird bounce. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but you just get that feeling based on the live boards that we've seen so far. Marish sends it in for Czechia. O'Coin to retrieve. Can feel the, I don't want to say tentativeness, but really does feel like each group not taking as many risks right now. A little more comfortable, responsible, not comfortable, responsible is the better word. But physicality still exists. Just not making risky plays. They're smart. You don't see what you like, make a smart play. Chanchik dumps it in. Henderson back, braces for contact. And again, on the outside, McCamey. Candidate for player of the game for Canada, I'd have to argue. McCamey's been very good today. Schultz dumps it in. Wysick. Up now McCamey, spreads himself out, that's offside. A little bit ahead of the plate. So we are looking at McCamey. Yeah, they're a candidate again. The Cowichan Bay BC product. Victoria, Western Hockey League. Had a great year last year. Penticton as the new start for Penticton in the Western Hockey League. Exciting addition when a new major junior team comes in, and people in the Maritimes know all about that. As another offside call at the line. as a regiment of people will confirm. Czech's looking for an explanation. That's a very big boy right there, number 23. He stands 6'6", 209. Maximilian Marish. Looks even taller than that, doesn't he? Like when he stands up. He's almost 6'8". Owen Hayden, I think, was listed at 6'7" on Canada Red. I'd like to see him and Marish stand beside each other. Again, the chippiness, emotions, alive. Each day, more at stake. Layman's couldn't move it along. Not enough English on it. And the Czechs come the other way. Cross ice feed off the side of the goal. Beat Berthiaume, but he ran out of path. Namish puts it back in again. Berthiaume stops it. Really does feel like next goal wins territory. Forrest. So if you're just joining us, it'll be a 5-minute overtime, 3-on-3 if we get there. Glove-to-head pass. And if that doesn't solve anything like the previous game today, we'll head to a 5-player shootout. Kuhlman with the goal yesterday. We'll hope to not get there. As Canada White wraps up preliminary today. Czechia will then have a, air quotes, quick turnaround because they play the early game tomorrow at 3:30 Atlantic time. Fish out a puck. Again, so instruction for the two players. Not sure where exactly that chippiness kind of came from, but it really has come alive in the second period. First wasn't as much. O'Coin. Shot is blocked. Czechs try to clear. Out of the zone it goes. Kuhlman. Now the check finished on him by Shades. Shades touches it. Back to center. O'Coin. Pass Schultz. Sainstra puts it on Berthiaume. Slows it down. Less than 4 to go. In a game that's been a goaltending duo, great physicality, a pair of power play goals for each side, a penalty shot that was stopped. It's had a lot. Czechia begins their preliminary today. They love to walk away with a victory. And Bertos has been a big part of that. Really active from the backside. I've loved his contribution. And he's a little frustrated why his group isn't allowed to change. Wants to know where the face-off is going. That's what the situation is. They're trying to call a timeout. And they weren't able to. Thank you very much, Jane. Off the draw, Namish! He scores! Second of the game. He opened the scoring, and might he finish the scoring today? Czechs wanted a timeout to set something up. Didn't need it. All they needed was the guy with the quick release. Quick release on the power play, quick release off the draw. Beats Berthiaume on the glove side. And the Czechs, who have never trailed today, are back in the lead again with 3:25 remaining. There's some excitement on that bench. Anderle touches it onto Berthiaume. And Berthiaume wants to make the safe play and hold on to it. McCausland right there. So again, scheduled tomorrow, Czechia, Sweden, 3:30 Atlantic. USA, Canada, Red, 7:30 Atlantic. That'll wrap up preliminary round. We're off on Wednesday. Quarterfinals on Thursday, semifinals Friday, and it'll all finish off on Saturday. We'll have the 5th place game for you. Our friends at TSN come in for bronze and gold. Schultz up to Stroder, behind the back, McCaslin. Pugh calling for it on the far side. Good battle for Maddox Schultz. And cleared down. Known for his goal scoring and compete. Example there below the goal line, but cleared out by Czechia. Bertos will send it out. And again, if you're just joining us, hold that thought. Stroder at the goal. Kicked away Oswald. Pugh. The goalie has been the story in so many ways for Czechia. So the issue now becomes, for Canada White, beating that guy again, which they have been able to do twice. Got to find a way to do it. Timeout, I believe, Canada White. We'll start on that bench. We'll stay with you. So Kyle Chipchura's got the clipboard on the right side. The Scott Barney in the gray suit to the left. Joel Perreault, Ramuski, the QMJHL just on the outside of your screen. So Kyle Chipchura, 500 games in the NHL. Played for the Linka Gretzky Cup, the World Junior team as well. Great individual, great human being, great coach. Drawing something up for his group. We're now on the Czechia side. Marek Milinovsky, first year in the under-17 program. Trying to pen something up for his comrades. Wants to make sure he's got the right personnel. Big face-off here for Wysick. Marish leaning into it as well. Marish wins it cleanly. Cash Leash will flip it up. Net empty for Canada, by the way. Just notice that. So appropriate on the timeout. Years ago, it used to be about the 1 minute mark, you'd pull the goalie. That all changed in the game of hockey a few years ago. If you have more time to do it, makes sense. Contrary to that, you think sometimes it's more time to get a goal scored on you. Anyway, Forrest. Wysick, Schultz, interrupted. Czechs play it to center. They have a shot at the goal. Janchik rubbed out there by Forrest. Hard bump behind the goal again. Up comes Wysick. Over the line for Canada. Wysick drops it back for Forrest. Had to fight it at the net. It was too tight into his body. The Czechs trying to clear. They can't. Good back check by Wysick. Schultz tries to fire a bouncing puck. Couldn't get it there. McCamey swatted out by Stroder. Bouncing again. Someone settle that thing down. Schultz offside as Wysick couldn't tag up. Faceoff will come outside the zone. 85 seconds remaining. Will Berthiaume go back into the goal? I don't believe. I think he'll remain out. Layman's across for Roberts. 80 seconds to play. Cleared, and will be icing. Calder Hamilton back there to touch it, and it will be. Had an interview with him yesterday, the Martinsville, Saskatchewan native. Alumnus of the Warman Wildcats and U18 AAA. Their 6th overall pick for the Calgary Hitmen in 2024. As you have a look at Berthiaume on the bench, he will remain there for the time being. Stroder around for Pugh, tries to hold it in, can't. And Forrest. 2 Czech players on him. McCamey sweeps by to Pugh. Final minute of play in period number 3. Schultz. Oh boy, almost boots it. Flipped up on the right side, Wysick. Offside, Stroder has just stepped across too early. 3 offsides, I believe, since the goal's been pulled. Czechs want the face-off in the other end, or is point at the scoreboard. That's what they're doing. All right. Hockey players have long memories. Gestures like those that happen in the game of hockey all the time. I'm not discrediting Sainstra. I can just think of nonstop memories of different gestures players who have made. Elimination lines, taps on the head, things like that. You just remember those. Anyway, sports are a great animal. Pugh, 35 to go. Schultz. Wysick touches it. Chitteroni after it. Can't set up at all, Canada. At the net, hits the back of the leg of Schultz. Now at the goal. Stopped. Deflected, just wide. 15 seconds remaining. Maddox Schultz. They still can't get set up. Wysick drives. Saved by Oswald. Stroder, one last gasp. Pugh dangles. Pugh, save, rebound. It's cleared. And Czechia with a bump at the end of the whistle. Craziness on the side. They opened the Under-17 World Challenge with a gutsy 3-2 victory over Team Canada White. Canada White, 9 goals yesterday, and Czechia, checkmate today. Oswald, big hug on the bench from his coach. I would imagine he would be the game's first star for Czechia. We'll go in-house to Roger Soret for the closing ceremony of this game. We'll take a break, come back with the player of the game for Czechia.
A 3-period total of 27 lancés au but dans la 3e période pour l'équipe Canada Blanc, 14 pour un total de 31 et pour l'équipe de Tchéquie 10 pour un total de 27. Hockey fans, please direct your attention to center ice for today's closing ceremonies. Veuillez porter votre attention au centre de la glace pour la cérémonie de clôture. The best players from each team will get a wooden cribbage board crafted locally by Custom Cuts. The awards will be presented by Mike Michaud, General Manager of Barry's Furniture, sponsor of the 2025 U17 World Challenge. Please welcome Mike to present the Player of the Game Award. Veuillez accueillir Mike pour la remise des prix du joueur du match. Player of the Game for Team Canada White, le joueur du match pour Équipe Canada Blanc, number 17, numéro 17, Eli McCamey.
Great game for him. Nice shot as well. Tie the game up early in the contest. Player of the game for Canada Whites.
Player of the game for Team Czechia, joueur du match pour l'équipe Tchéquie. Number 1, numéro 1, Václav Oswald.
Yeah, no surprises there. Oswald, 29 saves. Player of the game for Czechia. What an effort. So many of them will appear in a highlight reel later on. So we've already done the national anthem. I don't know if they think they might do it again. Nope. And that'll be a stick salute to the crowd. So we'll have a post-game interview coming up with the guy who got the game-winning goal when we return to Truro, Nova Scotia.
Canada is golden!
Women's hockey is on the rise in Canada.
They score!
Don't miss the moment. Team Canada returns to the spotlight to defend gold. And fans across the country rise as one. The 2026 IIHF U18 Women's World Championship is coming to Cape Breton, January 10th to 18th. See the rise. Tickets are on sale now at hockeycanada.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores!
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content.
And Czech player not available for post-game interview, so that'll actually do it for today's broadcast. A big victory for Czechia over Team Canada White. On behalf of Eric Serkey, my camera guy, producer, engineer, jack of all trades, Corey Brower, company president, our outstanding volunteer, Jane Ogilvie, who did such a great job today helping us out on the scorebug. My name is Dave Dawson, and thank you so much for watching this presentation of the Under-17 World Challenge from Truro, Nova Scotia. Join us tomorrow, won't you? Good night from Truro.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.